Welcome to another episode of Get Glazed. Today's guest is celebrity hairstylist Olivia Halpin. She is not only one of the best stylists, but she's also one of my closest friends, and I like to think of her as a work wife. Some of Olivia's clients include household names like Kris Jenner, Lauren Sanchez Bezos, and the Queen, Martha Stewart.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
This would not be a podcast without featuring you. I feel like you are the receiver of every idea and thought that I've ever had.
Wear that badge proudly.
I can't think of a job that you weren't on with me. You've been there from the beginning.
I mean, literally, that is the case for me because you got me into weddings. And when people ask, like, how did you start doing weddings? I'm like, I mean, do we get into this now? I'm like, well, I used to manage the salon, and our go-to makeup artist would always come in for blowouts, but she was always so late to her appointments that she would miss like her whole appointment. And because I was the salon manager, I was the only one that had time to do her blowouts. And then we blossomed to friendship. And then one day she was like, well, do you want to do a wedding? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And then fast forward 13 years later, here we are.
13 years later, you have weddings coming out of every pore of your body, and you can style a bride in the dark in under 30 seconds. I've seen it.
It's crazy. It's crazy the things we've done.
And the salon that we're talking about is Dream Dry, which opened up in Flatiron. It was when the blowout bar like craze was taking over New York, and it was co-owned by Rachel Zoe. Now I changed duties in the dark. Sometimes I feel like raising toddlers is just like doing hair and makeup.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
run Camp Live, which is your nephews. And how old are they now?
Yeah. Oh my God, I love them so much. One is turning 10 next month, and the younger one he is 6. He just turned 6 in May. It was Teddy's 4th or 5th. I think it was his 5th summer coming to visit. Jack's first year. My rule generally has been they have to be able to go to the bathroom completely by themselves.
You don't want to change a diaper on a treadmill like I just did?
Yeah. No,
downward dog, butt cheeks spread open. Here I am.
Nope. That does not fall under my aunt duties. I just do the fun stuff.
The beauty of being an aunt.
Yeah. So he was finally old enough, and he's definitely the more wild brother. Oh my God. Like, he's fearless. So I understand why parents use leashes.
I understand why parents use leashes too, because it's terrifying and they can just run away at the drop of a hat.
He's a runner. He's a track star. Thank God Rocco took off time from work and from his things to be able to do stuff with us. When I took them to American Dream Mall, there's no way I would have been able to do that without having Rock too. Even walking to get a smoothie in the morning a block away, we needed the even ratio of adult to children because it's a lot. I was fine with them in the house when I gave them screens and was like, enjoy. And now this is a Nintendo Switch. Enjoy.
I know.
See you in 4 hours.
I don't know how people did it without screens. I mean, our parents did. I try hard not to use it, but it's like, use your screen so that I can use my screen.
Yes. Mommy needs her screen.
Mommy needs her screen too. Mommy needs her downtime.
I was raised with a screen, even though it wasn't an iPad. I remember being home from school sick, watching Maury and Jerry Springer on the couch home alone. And like, that was my babysitter.
That's amazing.
Jerry and I turned out fine.
No wonder why you have so many clients who are at Bravo.
Yes, I've been training for this.
You've been training for the clubhouse since you were 9 years old.
Yes. Jerry.
So tell us a little bit about your experience on Bravo and how did you get into the Bravo universe?
It is such a fascinating world, and Bravo fans are like no other fan. Like, they ride hard for who they love and for who they hate. And it's really interesting to see also how it can change so quickly. I am lucky enough to work with a lot of like the housewives. I usually work with like one from each franchise. So from New Jersey, I work with Melissa Gorga. I mean, she's a fan favorite.
Tell everyone Melissa Gorga for you is a big manifestation. And I want
that was a big manifestation. And I am such a manifester. And I think, if you think things, you want them, you say it out loud, and you just imagine this is going to happen. It is like, that is my future. That is going to happen. And a lot of times it does. Years ago, I DM'd Melissa on Instagram and I said, hi, I'm a hairstylist based at the time I was living in Jersey City. And I would love to do your hair. Let me know if you ever need your hair done. And well, she never responded, but
surprised.
Then a couple years later, I was out to dinner in New Jersey and I saw her and her husband, Joe, out to dinner as I was leaving. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to shoot my shot. I wrote my Instagram down on the receipt from dinner and I walked over and I said, hi, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Olivia. I'm a hairstylist. I would love to do your hair. Here's my Instagram. And they were lovely. Oh, hi. It's so nice to meet you. Thanks for saying hi. She still never called. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. A couple years later, I get a DM from Melissa. Hi, I found your work on Instagram. I would love to work together. Are you available on this day? I was like, wow, it finally
It
happened.
happened. It happened. And did she
Yeah.
remember you from the restaurant when you got to meet
No,
her for the first? Did you remind her or no?
I don't think I reminded her about that, but we still had our DM history. So she probably
Okay.
saw that when she wrote to me for the first time.
Yeah. So cool.
But just yeah, just like go for what you want and
Shooting your shot. I read this thing, someone has this thing called Shoot Your Shot Wednesday, where they just will randomly email a future guest on their show or a brand they want to work with. And it's like, it already doesn't exist, right?
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And like, what's the worst that can happen? The
Someone
person
says
says
no.
no, or they ignore you. Okay, whatever. Then like
Yeah.
shoot your shot again next Wednesday and see. Just
Right.
delete
Keep
that
going.
DM and send it again.
Be persistent.
Yeah.
I did that once with a client, that the only ones that I can remember, for Nikki Bella when she was engaged to John Cena, and I was doing makeup for the Marchesa Bridal show and she was there and I was there doing Georgina Chapman's makeup, and I went up to her and I had my brush belt on and I looked all makeup artisty, and I was like, hi, I'm a huge fan, I'm Georgina's makeup artist and I'd love to do your makeup if you're at, if you need anybody in New York next time. And then like a week or two later I got a DM from her because I had followed her on
Amazing.
Instagram. I asked her for a selfie and I tagged her on Instagram, and then she DM'd me and like I didn't see it and I like wasn't, I didn't
Oh
see
my
it right away.
God.
So I missed it. But then I wrote back to her and then I did work with her for a little while and I had introduced her to you, and then they
Yes.
kind of stopped. She had a regular girl, so I shouldn't say that she always had her regular girl, but then I stopped getting calls and you continued to work with them. And
But
that was
I also think something really great in your approach to her was that you said, I would love to do your makeup if Eileen is ever not available because
I did say that. I knew that
you knew that
Eileen
they
was her
had like
girl.
their girl that they used all the time. So it was nice you went for it without trying to bring down some.
To be like respectful as a makeup artist and a hairstylist, there was always somebody before there was us and there will be somebody after us, when you're working with people. So I do think that it is important to respect whoever the relationship was with. But it's always awkward because I made the introduction and then they stopped calling me, but they kept using you. And then I felt like, oh, I got broken up with. And it's like, oh, who's doing makeup? Who's doing makeup? And then that's happened to you in your career where you make a recommendation and then then you lose the client and then you're like, you just kind of watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
if
that,
you want
I
to,
mean, that's just kind of
it's the
how it
nature of the
goes.
business.
That's why it's hard to say no to clients because anytime you say no is a chance for someone else to not
Swoop
it's
in.
never steal your client or like swoop in or but like it's a chance for them to build a connection with someone else who they might call next time.
Yeah,
So I think that's probably why I'm a workaholic too. Like
same.
COVID PTSD plus.
Yeah, missing misconnection. I mean, that was a huge part of my postpartum depression was my misconnections at work and watching every cord I've ever developed with all my umbilical cords of work are getting cut. And that, like, here I am at home and there's like nothing I could do about it. That was like a
Yeah.
really big issue for me because for years you spend just grinding, saying yes, and just piggybacking off of what you just said. Like, you don't want to miss the connection because somebody else could form it. Like, nobody owns any, you don't own the person. It's not like an intellectual property of hair, but as stylists and artists, it is an egotistical job and you get attached to it.
Yeah.
It's
And
something,
but there's also the financial side of it too. It's
oh,
like, well,
of course.
shit, I was seeing this client like 5 times a month. That's my rent. That's my phone bill. And now they're not calling anymore. I got to funnel
I
in
have
a
to funnel in
new.
something else. But you've always been really good at finances, because you do have a background in finance, way better than me, but I do see people
One
as
whole year of college.
dinners. So I would see people as dinners or literally see number dollar signs over people. But you've also really been so good at not getting too attached, which is something I've never been good at. And I've always admired you for being not getting too emotional about the job or the clients. How do you do that?
Probably. I am a Virgo, so I'll say that. So I'm not someone who's ruled by emotion. I think of my business as a business. And like when people are like, oh my God, you're so creative, you're an artist. I'm like, that's so interesting. I don't actually think of myself as an artist first or as a creative first. Like I think of myself as a business owner, and my business is doing hair. So I think I've always treated it like a business instead of my art and like my craft and I'm creating, don't talk to me. I've
I
just never
think
operated like that.
I think that's why you and I have worked so well together all these years, because I am the eccentric artist all over the place person, and you were kind of more streamlined. Although we were creating at the same time, I would get really emotional about it and have panic attacks. I don't know if the blush is blended perfectly as she's going to cut the cake. I got to go back in the tent. Remember when I did that in California? I was pregnant.
Yes.
I got to go back
Yes.
in the tent. And you're like, no, no, you don't.
She's fine.
We're
Her blush is
walking through.
perfect.
It's made you a great partner for somebody like me.
And it's great for me to be pulled out of uh the to-do list of it. Like, okay, now you're going to arrive and you're going to curl the hair, spray it, and pin it. And now the task is complete. It's like, no, have some fun with it.
I do think the wedding business can be very transactional, and it's creating within a very narrow parameter of creativity because it's a traditional ceremony, but you've got to do some really, really fun looks lately. Do you think that your business perspective has helped you become the most successful in bridal?
You know,
Not saying
I
that you're not
think it's
creative. Sorry, I don't want to pose that question that you're
yeah,
not
no, no,
creative question.
no,
But
no.
you think
Feedback that I get from brides and their families after wedding days is like, you kept us so calm all day. You were a great energy to have around. And I think if you are working in bridal, especially if you want to be working in the luxury market, you have to add to the day and be a calm presence for these people. Like they're going through a lot. Brides are always nervous on the wedding day.
always,
Mom is always nervous on the wedding day.
always.
And if you can help, that's probably why I have Crohn's disease, because I just like absorb everyone's stress on their wedding
Probably
day. And
why
I just
my
like,
IBS stopped when I moved away and stopped working.
yes. So
Stopped shitting my
my
pants.
my colon is just full of every bride's stress for the past 10 years.
You're absorbing the energy in the room, literally.
Yes. Yes. And making it a better day for everyone. So honestly, I do think that's why, I mean, aside from like creating a signature sort of aesthetic that people gravitate to, I think the energy brought into the day is probably why I'm highly requested as a
You
bridal
are highly
stylist.
requested. But I mean, you've really like your business is mostly, I would say, you have a lot of destinations more so in the last 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
right?
I think there was a big shift after COVID. Everyone was so stuck of being in their house that
Yeah.
they were like, we're getting married in Italy. We're going somewhere, Wyoming. What like so I've done a lot of amazing destinations since COVID, which is great because I love to travel and I always tack on a day or two at the beginning or the end for myself. And the fact that I have clients that are flying me out and putting me up like in the most beautiful places in the world is just it's a
It's the
dream.
best. Olivia recently had a wedding that was in Anguilla, and the hotel, the people bought out the hotel and then they left. So Olivia and the makeup artist were there alone for the whole day. Laura Mallet.
It's just the two of us and the
Can
staff
we
of the
say this?
resort.
Can we say this or no?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's what. Yeah. So they one day they were. So we were staying at the Belmont Capchaluca in Anguilla, which is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. And one day they were doing a beach club day, and all the pictures just went live
The
on
planners
Instagram too.
just
So
posted it. We'll share it when
yes,
we
feel free
post the
to
podcast. It looked
plug
insane.
some photos in
So
here. Ryan
fun.
Ray did the photos. It was incredible. Marcy Bloom was the planner, like incredible. So when they did the beach club, yeah, all of the guests who were all staying on property, they all left to go to the beach club, and it was me and Laura and the staff. And like
Okay.
it was only the two of us at the beach, only the two of us at the pool.
And the
Like
staff was able to like serve you. They were open.
they were serving us very enthusiastically.
That is my dream. That is my dream. I remember I texted you and I was like, remember this day when you have children. If you guys ever have kids, save this in your bank for one of those crazy days because you will need to revisit it. You will need to
Yeah.
revisit it in your memory.
Yeah. That I'll never forget that. That was just an incredible wedding. It was just one of those perfect weekends.
But you recently shared a really interesting post about your tools in Europe. How do you manage packing for all these jobs? And like, you're just learning from, mistakes?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everything about our career is like learning from mistakes. My contract, any sentence where people are reading it, if they're like, that's a weird clause to have in your contract. Well,
Oh, that
there's
happened
a
once.
reason why it's there. They all have a story. That'll be in the tell all, the retirement tell all. But yeah, mistake. I had my blow dryer blow up in a chateau in France. And luckily, one of the girls who was there had a blow dryer that I could use. How mortifying. I'm
Yeah.
hired for this job and my tool explodes. I've had curling irons and flat irons all just like kind of blow. So I started building my kit with tools that have dual voltage, like curling irons and flat irons that I know I'll be able to use in other countries, like GHD. That's my go-to. For a blow dryer, I use a Babyless Pro Nano Titanium. That's a dual voltage. But then when I started traveling to Europe more and more for work, I just decided to buy European tools when I
In
was
Europe
there
when you were
in
there.
Europe.
That's
And now
so
I can
smart.
travel stress free and I just have my European blow dryer, curling irons, and flat irons, and I don't have to think about it. Thank God.
You should think of like stocking up the next time you go, and then you can like rent them to other stylists who are
Oh,
traveling and don't have as much experience as you. Or like if you do a mentorship program that I know you've been kind of been in the back of your mind for all these years to do like some sort of online, like that would be, I feel like, help people. And I mean, I don't know how
yeah.
much money you would make doing it, but it would be, I feel like, a good way to pass on the knowledge of mistakes to the younger generation, even though like you don't learn anything if you're always successful.
Yes. Well, if anyone's going to Italy and wants to rent my Euro kit, you just let me know.
Somebody might. Somebody might. Okay, let's talk. We have to talk about food. So,
Okay.
since you are a food connoisseur and we work in so many events and Taylor Swift just got married and there was a Sartiano's truck outside. They say that they had all different restaurants that they love. That was the dinner. If you could do something like that, what would you do?
Mm, okay. That's a good one. Here's what I would do. I would get my first course would be the caviar and potato chips from Serpentine on Greenwich Ave. They have a phenomenal caviar happy hour. It's like 4 to 6 p.m. $60 for caviar.
Whoa, that's a good deal.
I know. I know. I would have that with an Aperol spritz from Dante because I like that they serve it with an olive as the garnish, a Venetian
A
spritz.
Venetian
Love it.
spritz. Dante
Yeah.
in the Village, the
West
original
Village.
one.
Next, we're going to walk over to Sartiano's and we are going to get the focaccia with the whipped ricotta. And maybe we'll do a crisp glass of Sancerre while we're there.
I love me a Sancerre.
Yes.
I'll never forget the first time I ordered Sancerre. I called it Sanserie, and the
Oh,
waitress told me it's Sancerre. I was at Lay Express on Park Avenue years ago, and I was like, "Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank
I
you for
do appreciate
educating
that.
me and not judging me."
Yes. Once I had a IBS moment at the Express on Park Ave, so I haven't been back since. My name, my picture
Uh,
is probably like on the
did
wall in the kitchen, like
were you dining?
banned.
Were you dining there? Or did you hop in for a bathroom
Oh,
break?
I popped in for a cappuccino.
Oh.
Oh, so
The next list will be what's your best bathrooms in New York City?
oh, the
Hotel
list just
lobbies, hotel lobbies, always.
the Chipotle on 21st and 6th.
The addition.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Oh
my
my God,
God.
so funny.
You know, my clients live in the most beautiful buildings in New York.
Yes.
The amount of supers bathrooms that I have seen in these beautiful buildings.
We see the belly of the beast. We get to
We do.
we really get to see the behind the scenes. I mean,
Yeah.
one time me and you were on a job in a very fabulous home of a very famous and wealthy person, and I had a stomach ache in the bathroom so bad that I had to text you to pack up my things. So I couldn't leave.
What did you drink that day?
A pumpkin spice latte with whole milk. And this is where my people pleasing tendencies come through because the client was like, "You want a pumpkin spice latte?" And I was like, "Yeah, girl." And my inner voice was like, "You know, you can't
You
drink
know you
pumpkin. You can't
cannot
do
do
that."
this.
I took like two sips and then it started rumbling. And then luckily we were at the end of the job. And then I was holding on to dear life as they were putting on their couture gown and taking photographs in their marble lobby. And then their lobby of their home. And then they left and I ran to the nearest bathroom, which was a stunning bathroom. It looked like you were in Marrakesh. And I texted you, get the light.
Pack. She said, call the Uber, pack my kit, get the light.
Oh my God, this episode's going to be sponsored by Tremfaya.
Oh God.
So,
Oh my God. Thank God their toilets all have bidets.
oh my gosh, thank God I didn't clog the toilet. Could you imagine? That would be
No.
mortifying. But anyway, but back to your meal.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
We're only
So,
on Sancerre.
okay.
I always go off tangent. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
So,
So after Sartiano's, we're going to pop across the street to Lure
okay.
and we're going to do the caviar crispy rice.
Ooh, I think that's a new one on the menu because I never had that when I was
Oh,
there.
it is
Or maybe
so
not.
good.
Okay.
It's so good. And with that, we're going to do a lychee martini, of course.
And then what's
And
happening after that?
what are we doing after that? Let's see. What is like my favorite entree? That's a hard question.
Well, it could be something not at a restaurant. It could be something maybe from Rocco's dad's sauce.
Oh. So my husband, Rocco, his
Oh yeah, I started to
father,
say Olivia's dad.
his father is born and raised in Italy. He moved here in the 70s. Phenomenal chef. And the dishes that he whips up is like nothing I've ever had. I couldn't tell you what he makes, but whatever he places in front of me, I am eating the whole thing. The last time I was home, he went to the park and he picked dandelion greens from the park and made a delicious
From the park in
minestra.
Latham, not the park
Hmm.
in Hoboken.
Yeah, in Latham.
Much cleaner parks there, I would
Much cleaner.
imagine.
And like anything he makes, I'll eat. And he makes the most delicious sauce.
Hosted a party where you sold tickets.
Rocco
And
hosted
people
a
bought them.
party. Yes, sold out event here in Hoboken. And it was like a pasta party. People came there with drink specials. Rocco's dad made pounds and pounds of pasta and
That's
sauce.
awesome.
And people had drinks and pasta and
I wish
they
I was
sold
there
out
for
of their
that.
jarred sauce.
I think these
Oh, me too.
curated, like intimate food experiences are becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, and it's great. Like people connecting over food is just, that's such a core thing. When people don't care about food, I'm like, what happened to you?
I can't care about you if you don't care about
I
food. How am I
cannot care
supposed to
about
connect with you?
There's
You
no room for you in my heart. It's too full of meatballs.
You and your husband, you've been together 20 years?
19.
Almost 20.
March of next year will be 20 years
And
since
you
we
have a
started
very
dating.
special first date spot where you connected over food that you still revisit
Yes.
every year. Tell the people where it is.
Olive Garden, the one and only. I had a choice on our first date between the Olive Garden and the Macaroni Grill, and I chose Olive Garden, and I think I
Classic.
chose right.
I
Classic.
think you did. I think you did.
Yep.
So before you were having a spritz at the Ritz, you were having Olive Garden. And does it bring you guys back to when you were kids and make you reflect on everything you've achieved as a couple?
Totally. And yeah, and actually something really funny that happened on our first date when the salad came, the unlimited salad, the waiter asked, like, oh, would you like cheese on your salad? And I was like, oh, yeah. And he's grating and he's grating and he's grating and he just keeps grating and it's like piling it up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Finally, Rocco's like, okay, that's enough. Thank you so much. We eat the salad. I found out later he's lactose intolerant, but
Oh
just didn't want to
no.
say anything. But he ate all the cheese. He must have had such a stomach ache.
You were bonded by your stomach issues before you even knew
Yes.
it. How old were you? You were what?
I was I was 16.
That's actually really official to go on a date to a restaurant where the waiter at 16 years old.
I know. He
That's
picked me
fancy.
up in his mom's car because he was embarrassed by his car. So he picked me up in his mom's car and she had ladybug seat covers and it was so cute. Yeah, he came to the door and he like chatted with my mom and my stepdad and
And you've been
he
together
brought me
ever
home on
since.
time. We've been together ever since.
That's so amazing. That is something I've always envied and admired was your long-term relationship with Rocco because you and I have been friends for 13 years. I've only been married for three of them. So, as anyone listening can imagine, Olivia's listened to me go like a lot of date stories, a lot of breakup stories. And then, when we met my now husband, everybody knew it was it. How has Rocco been your rock? Like, what does he do? What
Yeah.
are some good
Well,
marriage tips you can share?
yeah. I'm so lucky to have found him so young. And that might be well, first of all, I'll say he is an incredibly supportive partner. He always wants the best for me. So not I think he's an incredibly selfless person and he just truly wants me to be my most happiest successful version of myself. So for example, in June, I was away for 2 weeks, 1 week in Anguilla, 1 week in Ireland. And that can be hard on a married couple. I'm leaving him home alone for 2 weeks to take care of the house, to do everything and like sleep alone every night. And like, that's not fun for like, that's not what you sign up for
No,
necessarily as like a married couple to be apart for so
right,
long. But he sees like how happy it makes me. He sees that like it's such an amazing opportunity. He sees how it like elevates me in my career. And he would never say like you can't do that because
right.
you're going to leave me alone for 2 weeks. Like that he's just not wired to be a controlling or jealous person. He's just wired to be supportive.
Supportive and kind. And sometimes he comes.
And
Sometimes he'll
sometimes he
meet you there.
comes. Yeah, so
We've
it's
done a few
nice.
jobs where they both came to meet us, and that's so fun. Both of our guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like when you got engaged.
Oh, yeah. Like that time in Tuscany when we got
Yeah.
engaged.
Yes. That was a magical
That was
trip.
a magical trip.
Ah, yes. That was such a beautiful house that we stayed in.
When Joe and I got engaged, it was on vacation. Well, we had a wedding that we all went to, and then we stayed extra for vacation, the four of us. And that's when Joe had proposed, and I was pregnant with Miles. And Olivia and Rocco knew about the proposal like a few hours before. I think Joe had told Rocco in the morning, and then Rocco told you like an hour before. And we stayed at this beautiful Airbnb in a town called Lucca in Italy, and it was a lot of hills, and we were driving this humongous
Oh,
van through the streets. We started in Rome and then we made our way to Tuscany and we dropped you off in Florence.
yep.
We were driving a van for nine people because we had so much luggage with our makeup kits and our personal kits and our husband's stuff that we couldn't fit into any rental cars.
And do you remember how Rocco got the van stuck in the middle of Rome in this
Yeah,
like literally stuck in the
literally
street?
stuck. We had to
And they
go.
were like, how did you even get this far? Vans are not allowed in the city. How did you
That thing
get
was
here?
so scratched up. I don't even know how like I didn't get any fines. No fines.
We love the
Not one ticket.
Italians.
Love the Italians. And we were passenger princesses because we can't drive stick, neither of us. So we were just chilling in the back seat while the guys did all the driving. I'll never ever forget that experience. It's a tough industry, and to find true friends in the sea of people in New York in a competitive business is really, I feel like it's one of one. So I'm so grateful to have you and Rocco, and I love you guys.
Uh,
Oh, we didn't talk about the bun.
oh, we can talk about it.
Do you want to talk about it?
I'll talk about it. It's interesting. People might want to hear about it.
People might want to hear about it. So there's this hairstyle that's going viral on two polarizing forces in the media right now, and that is Amanda Batula and how do you say his name? Erling
Or
Haaland
Holland,
and
like the country.
Erling Haaland. It is the
Uh,
bun you love to hate or the bun you absolutely love, depending on who's wearing it. And we have from the source itself Olivia Halpin.
Can you believe this bun? This bun that has taken over the world.
I can't even believe I know. I actually can't believe it. It was everywhere. On Vice, on Bustle, on Pop Sugar, on People magazine.
Crazy because I love the style. I love it on Amanda.
It's
I
super
love it on
chic.
Holland. People loved it when we've done it on Amanda in the past. It's just, I think there's been a change of heart on Amanda. As I said, these Bravo fans are like,
Fickle
yes, yes.
and loyal.
So, and loyal, or disloyal, depending on how
Yeah.
you look at it, because they loved
They
her.
flip. They flip. People
They
flip.
they flipped quick. So yeah, the bun, it was very interesting because going into it, we chose to do that bun because it was a very signature Amanda look that everyone had loved in the past. Like effortless, easy, chill. We went with the pony bun, which now someone called it the fuck ass bun on Reddit. So that's kind of the name that it's taken on. But then seeing it on Holland throughout the World Cup, I have been such a World Cup fan
Yes,
and
you have.
such a Norway fan. And I was lucky enough to go to a Norway game and watch Holland play in real life. And I
And wear
just,
your bun.
and wear my bun. And he wore his bun. And like, we totally planned that matching bun.
Love for the
Yeah.
bun. It's insane. It's the people that really took it to be crazy because it wasn't anything different than what you've normally done. And your
Right.
intention was to not draw any more attention. It's just
Right.
insane how the
Funny
media
how that
works.
worked.
It really is.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Because as someone with
Like in the moment
in the
when
moment,
like
yeah.
all the articles were coming out about how like awful of a job I did. And
Hmm.
well, the most interesting thing I think was when people are like, wait, she didn't do that herself.
I saw those.
No, okay, that bun took an hour and a half. So
The comments were brutal. I read them, and I was trying to write nice things like Olivia's the best, and but it's they say don't read the comments, but I don't know. I've never been in a position really yet where somebody is. I'm going to put myself out there now. I'm sure plenty of people write mean comments about my podcast, but how
yeah, I
did
have
you try
thick
and
skin. I think if this was me 10 years ago, I probably would have taken it a lot more to heart, but things just don't get to me like that. Like, I don't take things personally. Like, this is in line with me saying I'm not that emotional of a person when it comes to business and whatever. It's the same. Like, these people can say whatever they want.
yeah, let's see your hair.
I'm in the room. Okay. Everyone's
That's a
entitled
good
to their
attitude to
opinions.
have.
And
That's true. That's what makes horse races.
yeah.
Remember we went to Saratoga?
Oh, that was a great weekend.
That was a great time. We ate a lot and drank a
Sperry's is
lot.
closed. Sperry's
Oh,
is
really?
closed permanently.
Wow.
I
I think about those clams sometimes from
oh,
time to time.
teeny.
Mm-hmm. So many yummy flavors. So many flavors. You're a sensory friend. I feel like whenever I think of you, I smell and taste things in my brain of all the things we've done together.
Thank you. Whenever I think of you, I smell clams.
Or hairspray. Oh my God, I love and I miss you so much. Any get glazed tips? Any tips of how to stay glazed?
I'll just leave you with this. One of my current favorite products is the Kenra 25 hairspray. It says it's a volume spray, but it's a hairspray, and it is the best for slicking down any flyaways. So when you have a
Ooh,
slick back, or it's just the final step of your styling, spray the spray, nothing will move. And I'm currently obsessed with it. Kenra 25.
Mama needs
And
that.
it comes in a travel size too at the drugstore.
Okay, I'll be on the
And
lookout
it
for it.
smells really nice.
Well, we like anything that smells good.
Okay.
This has been like such an enlightening conversation because we never really get to sit down and talk like this because we're always too busy drinking and eating and doing a million other things. But I love you. Thanks for joining us on Get Glazed. And how can the people at home find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Olivia Halpin. And this was so much fun. Thank you for having me.
I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll see you next week. Bye.